Hey everyone, how are you doing today? North Star Knife Reviews. So today we're going to take a look at a knife that I absolutely do not need. It's one of those knives, and I'm sure some of you could relate. You see a knife and you're like, oh, I would have no use for it. Certainly don't need it, but for some reason I just want it. Okay. Well, this is one of those knives. And I had looked at this knife, I'd seen it a few months ago, and I kept every once in a while coming back to it and going, oh gosh, should I get this or not? But I'd been trying to save some money, and so I hadn't gotten it. And it's only $27. So it wasn't a huge expense, but I was like, I don't want to spend any money, Christmas coming up, blah, blah, blah. Well, about a week ago, maybe a little more, I found myself with some Amazon credit, and it was enough to get this knife. And still I was like, oh, this isn't a knife I'm gonna carry. This isn't a knife I'm really gonna use, most likely. Do I really need it? Well, no, I don't need it, but God, I just want it. And it's one of those things that it's like when I got the, what's the big artisan cutlery, the Proponent. I got one of those. I didn't need it. It was just, I wanted it because it was fun. This knife that we're going to look at today, this is from Canku, and what's the number on here? The C1113 fixed blade. Now the box got damaged in transit, but that's not a big deal. This knife, I don't know if any of you have ever seen a YouTube channel called Wilderness Cooking. It's a guy, he is in Azerbaijan, and he has this incredible outdoor kitchen in this gorgeous, mountain river valley, and he cooks and, butchers meat and all sorts of things. And I swear to God, this knife would be right at home there. Now I'm going to link to one of the episodes, and you tell me if you don't think that this knife would be right at home there. Okay. So this is the Canku. Now, C1113, now they sent this little sort of square of, I guess, cleaning cloth that, who cares? This is the knife, and it is basically a push dagger, although it is a gigantically overbuilt push dagger. You can see, before we get to the knife itself, you can see it comes in a sheath, and you can adjust how it's carried on your belt. Pretty standard little sheath here. Hold on. Gotta see, how do I open this here? Squeeze it. Yep, there we go. All right, so, pretty standard. And, Kydex or something similar. Take a look at it. And then here, my friends, is the knife. What do you think of this? Is this thing just crazy or what? Now let's see. I'm not quite sure how to measure the blade on this. If we measure it from here, we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 inches. The cutting edge on this is about 2 and let's call that 5/8, maybe almost 3/4. But this is just, I saw this and I was like, oh my God, I have to have it. Now it's a little smaller than I thought it was going to be because on the photo it has the person with a 3-finger grip. And that's not comfortable for me. It's not quite big enough. So a 2-finger grip is what I would use. Now again, this is a push dagger, and I definitely would not want to be on the receiving end of this. But this also, I actually tried it out in the kitchen, and you can use this to cut meat and things like that. Maybe not the most efficient one in the world, but it certainly does work. This is, I believe, G10 on here. Fit and finish is fine. It's nice and smooth. I believe, if I remember correctly, the steel is D2. A lot of the Canku are D2. I have no reason to believe that it's not, although, who knows for sure. But just look at this thing. I mean, you can hold it like this is how I would, and again, I don't carry knives primarily for self-defense. It's just not something I find necessary. But if you did, You know, look at this thing. Is that just nuts? But yeah, you can also, you know, you can hold it like this if you're cutting. I suppose, you know, you could hold it some other way if you wanted, but this is probably the best way to do it. You know, I'm just, this thing just makes me giggle. Okay? You can see how thick this blade steel is. Comes to a nice taper at the end, you know, the grind, and this does come quite sharp. You know, it went through meat without a problem. Okay, see, it's got what I suppose from here would be a flat grind, but you know, this amount of steel behind it. And again, this thing was $27. I had to have it. I had to hold it in hand. I just had to see what it was really like. And I'm glad I did. I mean, it's really an interesting knife and something that I am more than happy to have. But, you know, thought I'd share it with you. I'm going to watch the video that I link. And, you know, you guys have a great day. Stay sharp. And, hey, I'll catch you next time.